Hey guys, real quick, this is just a quick PSA, you know, learn from my experience video. We have two bows here, one with a cracked limb, and that would be the Barnett Recruit in the back. And the bow closest to us is a Bear Carnage Apocalypse. Okay, it's Carnage spelled with a K. Anyway, my father actually gifted my son the Barnett Recruit. Okay, gifted him that bow a number of years ago. It was probably it might have been 3 years ago. And so my father had bought the bow because he had an Excalibur, which he had taken to Ohio with him. And he ended up, I was at the end of the hunt in the evening, and he leaned the bow up against the back of his pickup truck. And as you can imagine, my father proceeded to back up and drive over his bow. The Excalibur was like an $800 bow. Needless to say, he was sick to his stomach. He couldn't believe that he just did that. What a bonehead move, right? I mean, I'm sure we all can relate to similar experiences at one point in our lives, right? So anyway, he wanted to salvage his hunt. He was literally just into his hunt. So I think it might have been his first night or his second. And he was going to be there for a week. So he wanted to salvage the hunt, but he didn't want to go broke, right? So he already spent a lot of money just on the hunting licenses and everything else and getting out to Ohio. So he went and bought a Barnett Recruit, and they had a nice little package, and it came with a scope and 3 arrows and a nice bag. And so he gets it home. He hunted in Ohio. I think he hunted 2 years with it. Anyway, he ended up having a catastrophic limb failure and had the bow, had a local archery shop, dropped it off there, and they did the repairs. In fact, he had a better cable and string put on the bow, and then he gifted it to my son. So the bow's about 5 years old, I think. Maybe 6. I think it's 5. Needless to say, it hasn't been shot much. Okay, my dad's almost 80 years old, so he hasn't done a whole lot of shooting. He'll be 78, actually 78 this year. He hasn't shot the bow that much. If there's been 50 arrows through this bow, with the old and new limbs, I'd be surprised. I'd probably be lying to you if I'd said it was more. So my son was gifted the bow, and we were shooting it, and it was last year, and the limb cracked. And I said, oh crap, I can't believe this. I mean, he just got the bow. And it was just fixed the previous year. My dad only shot it a couple times. My son shot it a few times, and after my dad had given it to him, I think he might have shot it 6 or 7 times. And my son took it home, and that was pretty much the extent of the shooting experience with this bow. So we ended up moving, and we came to Tennessee, and him and I were shooting the bow, and we noticed that the bow was shooting way to the left, and needless to say, we noticed that the limb was cracked. So I thought, oh God, this sucks. So got a hunt in Ohio, and I wanted to get the bow fixed before we went to Ohio, get it dialed back in. So I called customer care at Barnett, and I sat on the phone. Oh gosh, it was over 45 minutes, and no one answered the phone. So I hang up the phone. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. I'm pissed. I thought, I can't believe it that a company like Barnett would not at least have a real human being to pick up the phone. If you were to pick up the phone and say, look, we have extended lead times, wait times, or whatever for our customer care service, you could be on the phone for up to 30 minutes. Okay, I can live with that. At least I know that eventually someone is going to answer the phone. Not the case, right? So I reach out via email, through their website, filled out the little questionnaire. Why are you contacting us? Blah blah blah. Left some comments, and that was over 2 weeks ago, and I have not heard anything back from Barnett via email. Meanwhile, I thought, well, I'm going to call him again. Okay, so I called him again. I called. It was after lunch, and I waited and waited and waited and waited, and it was over an hour. Over an hour, and I'm pretty sure it was over an hour. It had to be pretty close. And still, once again, no one answers the phone, right? So now, I'm just pretty angry now. I can't believe that a company like Barnett would not have somebody answering the phone. So I said, well, screw it. I'm done with Barnett. So I was going to buy, I was looking for a used bow. All right. And I liked the Recruit. It's a light bow. It's ergonomically, it's very comfortable. It's fairly quick. It's not the fastest bow out there, but it does the job. So I was looking on Craigslist, and I found a couple bows that I liked, made a couple offers, and nothing kind of really went through. And I got on eBay and looked at what was available on eBay, and realized that a used bow, I can almost pay what I pay for a new bow, what I'd pay for a used bow. So I said, why would I buy a used bow? I can buy a new bow with a warranty and all that good stuff. But I was like, I'm steering clear of Barnett. They can't answer their customer care hotline. They've lost my business. They don't deserve it, right? So I went ahead and bought this Bear Carnage Apocalypse. And, I kind of kicked myself after buying the bow, only for one reason. Because I should have called their customer care hotline prior to buying the bow. And you're probably, well, why would you do that? Well, test the system. Think about it. If they're not going to answer the phone when you don't need them, how infuriating is it going to be for you when you do need them and they don't answer the phone? So I made the purchase, and I called Bear anyway. I haven't even got the bow yet, actually. I think I ordered it on Friday night, and I think I either called them Friday or Monday. I think I called after I bought the bow. I thought I should call their customer care hotline. And I did. So I called Bear's customer care hotline, and it was probably within 2 or 3 rings. Pleasant woman answered the phone. She immediately, I gave her a little backstory with the Barnett and just told her how disappointed I was in their customer care, and that there was no customer care. Okay, it was completely, there was nothing. Okay, it was non-existent. All right, no one's answering the phone. So she patched me into their service department. I waited probably online for about 5 minutes or so. I had another gentleman answer the phone, and I told him, I said, look, I'm just testing your system. I want to know that, if I'm going to have an issue, I want to know that you guys are going to be reliable. You guys are going to answer the phone. Because otherwise, what? I could just sell the bow. I'll just sell the bow and find a reputable company like Parker, which I own a Parker Phoenix 34, I think. And Parker's been very good. And the only reason why I bring that up is because I had a limb crack years ago with my Parker. I think I only had it like 2 or 3 seasons, and the limb cracked. I called them, was able to get a hold of somebody fairly quickly, if I remember correctly. Mailed the bow off, and they put 2 new limbs on the bow, and they took care of everything. And so anyway, I've got nothing but good stuff to say about Parker. I'm surprised I didn't buy a Parker bow. I think the only reason why I did not this time was only because this package deal just seemed really good. And the reviews seemed to be fairly decent on the Bear Carnage. So I thought, I'm going to give Bear a try. Why not? They've been around for years, although I think a lot of people would agree they weren't. I don't think they were putting out the highest quality bows back in the 80s and 90s. In the last few years, I think they've really stepped up their game and started producing a higher quality product. The Bear Carnage shoots at 370 feet per second. That arrow is smoking hot. I mean, it's pretty quick. It's substantially faster than the Barnett, which I don't think that this breaks 300 feet per second. The Recruit doesn't, I don't think. If I'm incorrect in that, just leave a comment. I could go on Google and find out, but I don't feel like making another video. So anyway, so that's my takeaway here. If you're looking to buy anything, whether it be a compound bow, a car, whatever it is, and you're looking to drop some significant coin, not that $250 is significant, but you want something that, you want to know that you can count on that company to back up their product. And I would say before you make a purchase, a big purchase on a big ticket item, call their customer care hotline. See what they're like. See if you get prompt service. See if you get an actual human being answering the phone. Because if they can't even meet that standard, I mean, that's pretty much par for the course, right? I mean, how much lower can we lower the bar? I mean, all I'm doing is asking for someone to answer the phone. And Barnett completely failed. They failed 3 times. They failed on email, and they failed twice to answer a phone. So I don't care what they do. I would never buy Barnett anything ever again. I don't think you could give me a Barnett bow. You couldn't. You could give it to me, and I would probably try selling it, but I wouldn't hunt it. And they've left a really bad taste in my mouth. So maybe some of you had a different experience with Barnett. I'm extremely, extremely disappointed. If anybody from Barnett is watching this video or got wind of it, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you guys eventually. Be great. Meanwhile, I am going to pull the limbs off of this bow, and I'm going to send them to Barnett with a letter. And maybe I'll get a response after that. Hopefully they fix their shit and actually install a real customer care hotline that works. Especially for the size of their company, there's no excuse for them to not have somebody answering a phone. So anyway, guys, again, the takeaway here is, you know what? Exercise, put that customer care service hotline to work. It's there for a reason. Give it a test, see if it works. If they're not going to answer the phone, don't buy their product. Why bother? All right, you guys have a great hunting season. Wish you many success and good luck. Thanks for watching.